party had made their way to the village indicated as being it was a smallpox inoculation, or so the villagers were told, that appeared to have been turning them.
Microchips.
Mm-hmm.
Vampire blood, something like that.
So they got the COVID, is what you're saying.
Yeah, sure.
the vampire COVID. Got it.
Yeah. Yes. You arrived in the village, noticed it was creepy, and decided to make camp in the center of it.
Normal, as it is.
As you do.
The vampires attacked.
It was a wonderful idea before the vampires attacked.
It was very cozy. You had marshmallows.
You basically scattered some garlic and put the rest in the fire, creating a garlic zone where the vampires were weakened.
Highway to the God.
I was craving pizza for days after that came.
I just ate and now I want pizza. My goodness.
Yeah. So, Silverlock tried to check in on the party by astral projecting and saw the vampires and basically poured everything he had into using his Nature's Embrace to get the tree to entangle the vampires. The tree was also set on fire by throwing a torch into it, so eventually the flames made their way down these extended branches to the vampires, which both hurt them and made it easier for them to free themselves, but...
Yeah.
Gave them time to...
Not on that
stay in
one
their
with the
circle.
natural zero. That guy.
And at least one of them did legit catch fire. But the party fended them off, and the issue in this town has been taken care of one way or another. There was also a vision in which Meredith got some disturbing information. Basically heard Croatoan plotting and saying that Virginia had essentially chosen his new champion for him, and that her champion's devotion to her would drive a wedge between him and his allies, leaving him basically vulnerable for Croatoan to take control of him.
Okay, I did not get that at all with the message you gave me.
That's what I said.
Well, yeah, you might have said it, but like I said, it's like...
And you guys didn't hear the vision, but
Yeah.
since he told you part of it, I'm reporting it, and you could easily... Yeah. Since she told you part of the vision, I'm sharing what it was.
I meant to tell you most, if not all of the vision, but my hurried memory was trying to get it out because I wasn't sure how long you could project for.
So, leaving the room now, the party is kind of en route back to where they left Silverlock and Legion.
Before we left, would we have been able to roll an investigation as far as what caused it, other than the...
Sure.
I'm not really expecting to find much. I just would have checked. Where is my... There it is. What would you have me roll for? Investigation?
Yes.
Cool. I have a really great investigation.
A pretty decent roll on it.
You know, there was actually evidence that you destroyed it in your investigation. Like, you're going to knock over a pot of ink right onto the journal that explained everything that happened.
It was somebody's diary with a description of what the doctor looked like. And I'm like, I think I found it! And in my excitement, I knock it over. Sounds great.
There was an actual illustration of the actual guy.
Yeah. He had hair. That's all I remember.
I think it was, or was it a she? Oh no.
And little do I know, the hair was in fact the writing above the head that I was just mistaken for hair, and it was actually bald.
Yes. So, with that, you guys are. Okay, we'll pick up. You guys have traveled back to where you left Silverlock and Legion. Silverlock has been unconscious the past day or past couple of days, having poured everything he had into his magic until the point where he was like full on crying blood.
Well then.
But would I with my talents? Actually, with the Die Hard and the high pain tolerance, technically.
Fine.
I'll admit that I'd be passed out at least after I cast the spell, but I wouldn't think for days. But it's whatever.
Well, because no one's around to heal you. It's not like Legion has any medical skills.
Well, but his
In fact, he would
sister
likely
does.
make things worse if he tried.
The sister's there, and we're at their farm, so.
Yeah, I mean, she's a baker. So, yeah, I'm going to rule that no one has medical skills. So, you might not have been unconscious for days, but you have not been, you may not have been unconscious, but you've, definitely not been able to do much as you've been recovering.
Oh yeah, it's like I'll admit that I'd be taking it easy.
But the party has kind of rolled back into town.
But how many days?
And despite what was said about not wanting to move to the caves, once you passed out, they did move you to the caves. You and Legion has stayed there to protect you. Sarah wasn't convinced she could hide multiple weird people in her uncle's barn without getting noticed.
That's funny.
So rather than protecting Legion, you've been in the caves and Legion's been protecting you.
Wrong wins.
And, Sarah's been coming out to deliver
Bread.
and, at one point she brings blankets because, well, you started crying blood and passed out, and that's generally not a sign of health.
Oh, come on.
Generally.
Do that every day. Come on.
So, I'll say enough time has passed that everyone is fully healed and the party has had a chance to arrive. So you guys are all met back up.
But I only had 7, so that'd be a week, or if you want it to be live out, it's up to you, Adam.
We'll just it's fine to say is plot speed.
Okay.
Takes as long as it needs to.
Well, like I said, it's non-lethal heal, so that's why I was.
Yeah. So you guys, again, you've all had a chance to heal up, and you're all finally reunited.
Silverlock. I'll nod.
Yeah, it's like damn blood. Carry down.
Silverlock.
Yeah.
Are you? I know we've just only arrived, but are you aware of what happened in the village?
Well, you got out once I was able to get the tree animated, didn't you?
So that was you. I saw a wolf. I was suspicious that might have been you, but you have my thanks.
Like I said, surely you guys got out as soon as the tree started moving, right?
We got out as soon as the vampires were dead.
As soon as the vampires stopped moving.
I did try to see if there was anything that was useful. Only a book with a bunch of ink in it, nothing more.
You guys and your scribbles.
Unfortunately, it wasn't even that. It was my fault. Sorry.
Yeah, paper's only good for two things: starting fires and well, can't even think of something. Well, maybe I would. Oh yeah, drizzle one, yeah, and wiping your. I better leave. I can tell you that. Put it bluntly,
Well, I think it's best we head south. How are you feeling? Is everyone doing good? I think so.
yeah, I had a little rough after that night. I sort of put a little bit more into it than I probably was healthy for me, but
I was impressed. It was quite a distance.
let's just say it. It took a little bit more out of me than I hoped for.
Considering how much it takes to take it out of you, that I'm rather impressed. Good job.
I want to look at Legion. Is he? What's he up to, and does he react to me being kind of coming into the cave?
He
Does he recognize me?
he doesn't seem to have reacted. Like, he maybe gives you a look, but he hasn't, like, gone into a rage.
Now, I've really been teaching him some basic survival skills of how to, well, just which berries are good to eat, and because he doesn't have a whole lot of. Yeah.
I'm wondering how much it would take to actually teach him that.
Right?
Where to find eggs, it's like.
Becca, your mic is really loud for me for some reason.
Who?
Yours. I can hear all the background noise, almost like it's the computer mic, but I checked and it's not, so I don't know what's wrong.
Stop cleaning my desk.
Or you can just mute either way.
At this point, Legion kind of stomps in carrying
All the wrong berries.
no, an armful of firewood.
I think tap him on the shoulder, or arm. Yeah.
I'm just gonna watch Legion, not say anything, but I still don't.
Yeah, he just kind of dumps the firewood and then goes outside the mouth of the cave and sits on a rock.
At this point, would we want to wait for his sister? And I'm trying to find her name, and I don't see it.
Sarah.
Sarah.
Yeah, because she was going to come with us to.
And yeah, Sarah, it's not long before she arrives. I mean, realistically, you would have already run into her at the barn. She probably came out here with you because somebody had
Show us where the
cave
cave was,
was.
yeah.
Good point.
So I'll say she's here.
Is there anything you need to pack?
I took back and told my uncle that I'm planning to go to the city to find work.
The oldest job. Got it.
He's clearly talking about as a baker, but
Yeah.
he still doesn't know that Walter is alive. I think it's best that he not find out until we've been able to help him fully get back to his old self.
Do you really think he's going to turn back to his old self, Sarah?
Well, he's in there, I know he is. It's just a matter of reaching him, I guess. Or maybe teaching him all the things he used to know.
I will.
Don't give up. Keep trying with him.
Graham doesn't say anything. He's just gonna leave it at that and stoke the
Yeah.
fire.
Meta thinks in her head, you'll be lucky if he's the only person who does come back with how much of other people there are of him.
Right.
Multiple personalities. Oh.
At this point, it's as much her sanity as is his.
So I guess the $1,000 question is, where do we go? Because you know, I'm for going to Roanoke, but
I don't think they would be able to survive there. As much as I would love to agree with you, I do not believe they have the capability to be able to survive there without somebody constantly watching them. Somebody who can help in a physical form.
the lady has been able to help in multiple ways, even for us.
But in a physical form.
Well, she can always call me, and I can. I just don't trust the guy who, let's just say, made things. Plus, going towards civil, major, or large populations, I don't think that's the best option for him either.
I think the person who made him has a responsibility to take care of him.
I agree.
I agree too.
And
When
Also,
Dr. Channing says this, is it with any kind of knowledge that he was definitely involved in the creation of this monster? He definitely assisted with the whole throwing the switches thing.
In a very limited capacity.
more along the lines of, how does this work? Ooh, this is the on switch. Whee!
Ooh, what does this
Oh,
button
sure,
do?
sure.
I held the torch while he.
Franklin was definitely Frankenstein in this, but Channing was
That
Use Igor.
Igor, that's it, Igor.
Ooh, like it moves, monster.
It's alive.
So what does the party think? We have sounds like a couple of voices saying that it's Franklin's responsibility. We have one saying, "Don't trust Franklin. Take him to Roanoke."
I think Franklin should at least offer some type of help, assistance to this, beyond us doing all this dirty work. Essentially, this is a veteran we're currently transferring, so
The only thing that I would be worried about is how he responds to Franklin.
I wouldn't actually have Franklin meet him. I would just say we have him, and we need to bring him somewhere safe where he or nobody else will get hurt. I don't think it's wise to have them meet. for many obvious reasons.
I do think somewhere outside of the city also would be wise. So maybe part of the group stays with them while part of the group goes and meet Franklin and asks, "Where do you have a property that is probably not the barn?" Just
Well,
saying.
Barn's been burned to the ground, so
Yeah.
good news.
I have a shed.
Yeah, and here we have a group of monster hunters, and we know Revere's way of dealing with monsters, which, like I said, the order you guys are in, it's like I'm not totally opposed to what they do, but it seems like it's shoot first and ask questions later.
Depends on the type of monster. Vampires, yes. In this case, we also did not, except for, well. And I look at Graham.
I still did some paying more attention to the fire and eyeballing the creature.
I was going to say, I'm surprised you haven't been giving me the stink eye too, considering our last.
His thank you for helping with your spectral projection was his way of saying, I guess we're good.
I think we're just heading back to, no, was it Boston? No, it wasn't
The
Boston. It
Philadelphia.
was Philadelphia, yeah.
Yeah, because Boston's where Revere was, and so, and it's on the way to Roanoke, so I'm not totally opposed to going that way. It's just, yeah. Since Roanoke's all the way down there in North Carolina, and
Okay. And I would say if you guys are traveling to Philadelphia, whether you would travel on from there or not, I'll say it's a relatively uneventful trip. You know, Sarah's pretty good at getting Legion to hide when necessary. And there may be numerous rumors about Bigfoot that come out of this, but that's about all.
or a stink ape, or yeah.
I thought Bigfoot was like a more of a West Coast thing.
Well, you had the skunk ape, I think it was.
There's Bigfoot rumors everywhere. I think there's rumors about Bigfoot in New York too.
Are there? Okay.
Plus, maybe he also went west.
Yeah, I think he moved after Lewis and Clark.
Yeah. It's like, it's getting crowded here.
Yeah, he didn't die when he should have, of old age. And he eventually became Bigfoot. And Sarah was no longer there to shave him.
Bigfoot in Kentucky.
Actually, Mary was talking about making clothes for Legion. Ends up doing it out of fur, and that's how
On a game, I really want to do this. In game, Mary would not think to do this. I think probably what ends up happening is I do make normal clothes for him, and he's like watching me do it, and then later, like his clothes break, and he knows Jeff's training, and so he's like, "Oh, animal skin, this'll work."
A bear here.
Yeah, he's like meat fix bludgeons like a moose or something, and uses that. That could be. But the party makes their way back to Philadelphia. Sarah agrees to stay with Legion on the outskirts, kind of lay low while the rest of you, if the rest of you want to go report back,
I probably would stay with Legion.
Okay.
Yeah, you know me and Franklin, we just don't have the best repertoire.
Sure. Because you're convinced he's like evil.
Well, yeah.
It does put a damper on your relationship.
Yeah, no, it makes things tense when he thinks you're an ignorant savage and you think he's evil.
Then your goddess confirms he's trying to indirectly destroy the world.
So if the party wants to make their way to Franklin, they can certainly do that.
Absolutely. I head back to Franklin's house and
He is not there.
cool. I go to his.
You're informed that he is at Congress.
That's fine. I go to the place I know where the grimoires are and I start reading. And I'm like, oh, wait here. I'm sure he'll get home at some time or another.
Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah, you're able to, knowing where Franklin keeps his mother's grimoire, you find it.
I just do some light reading until he gets home.
What is everyone else doing?
So are the grimoires actually in his house? Are we actually in his house now?
It's one grimoire, and yes, it's hidden in a place in his office, but she's seen him take it from that hiding place, so she knows where it is.
I will be in the house also. I'll be outside the office.
I will be at the house as well, but I'm gonna wait kind of where normal people wait.
Okay. So you're in the sitting room there in the office. And Dr. Channing?
I'm going to be there waiting in the regular room.
Okay. Before long, the sedan chair shows up and Franklin comes out of it. He's a little tipsy on his feet.
I would like to loudly greet him, maybe loud enough to where people inside could hear.
And he just as loudly greets you. My friends, welcome. What brings you to my home on this most auspicious of days?
Well, what is the occasion that you are referring to? Has something happened?
The biggest collection of fools on the continent has finally seen reason. We have a Declaration of Independence.
Oh, lovely.
A big smile is going to cross my face.
Is there a copy that's available?
They'll be going out tomorrow. We've put the finishing touches on it today. The scribes are drawing up the final draft, and we'll be meeting tomorrow to ensure that it gets signed.
What's today? Sorry, I spaced out on the date.
Why, the 2nd of July.
Oh, okay.
It sounds like cause for celebration. Our independence is what we've been fighting for this whole last year.
And I may admit, I've been celebrating already, hence my delay in returning from Congress.
Well,
they say John Adams can be a stick in the mud, but, well, the man brews a fine ale.
How long do you think it'll take them to sign it? I rolled to see if I was be able to hear them, and I came down to join. As a side note.
No, it shouldn't take long at all. As I said, tomorrow, the next day, we'll get the completed draft back. We'll have a ceremony where everyone gathers to sign it, and then it'll be off to the king to...
Probably burn, but we'll see.
I wish I could see his face when he reads it.
I have wait, if it's today's the 2nd, then I have a joke. How long does it take fools to write their name? We'll find out.
Well, so please tell me about your adventures since we last spoke. I know you were heading north to deal with some.
A couple things, in fact.
Yes, tell me all about them.
Well, we found your creation. He's alive with his, get
My
this,
creation?
sister. Yes.
You mean my bastard son?
Oh, not him. The one you pieced together.
Legion, really? Alive? Well,
And unspoiled.
I suppose that is a testament to the craftsmanship that went into him.
Yes, judging from some of those trees and how much damage he took. Very fine craftsmanship. His sister is also with him.
His sister? Whatever do you mean?
The sister of his head.
Oh. So he sought out his family. Fascinating. I'd of course suspected that using the head of someone who had been killed by the horseman would motivate, but the horseman gone. Interesting. Maybe more of the man remains than even I had expected.
As far as I'm aware, we have yet to hear him speak, but his sister claimed that he said her name. Her name is Sarah, and she is out of town, right outside of town, with John and Legion. We are conflicted as what to do.
Well, we certainly must do something. The Order has numerous properties that I'm certain would be adequate for giving the creature a place to live, someplace far from the city where he's unlikely to attract notice, room for him to, well, room for him to be out and about without causing too much destruction and panic.
Yes, we didn't want to leave him at a location at the end of his very long trail that he had left.
Yes. I imagine the Order will want to put a man or two nearby just to ensure things go well, but I'll make sure we choose those that will be less...
Trigger happy.
Yes, it's an excellent term.
And you don't want to cover anything up with this, right? You're happy to be amicable and copacetic.
Copacetic.
I have
It's not the swinging 20s.
I have a lot of questions. Hopefully, when this war is over, I will be able to further study the creature. Who knows? Maybe we can even educate him. We turned a man into a monster. Maybe we can turn the monster back into a man. That would be a worthy endeavor.
I blinked several times.
Or,
Sure.
I suppose we also have to consider that if the mind of the soldier is reasserted, that he may wish to re-enlist in the cause, and
Real bad idea. Very bad idea.
He tried to attack me when I shot at him.
well,
Well,
that's understandable, isn't it?
That was amazing.
I don't think he will respond well to anything with a gun for
Just
quite some
hearing-
time.
Depends on
I
which
shot him
direction
and
he's
he got
pointed in
angry.
when that happens.
He tried to attack me when I shot
What are the odds?
Because I'm not diplomatic.
Just
It was not
didn't-
unprovoked. He was going to attack Mary.
It was friendly fire. I don't understand.
Okay. Mary would not be laughing like this is a side note.
Sure.
Anyway, he just hearing the sound of a gun put him on edge. I'm not entirely certain he would be able to control himself in those kind of situations. After we found him, we left John with him. John was staying with them while we went to investigate the town. That was not, in fact, inoculated with smallpox, but inoculated with most likely vampire blood. There were no clues at the scene that I saw. I could have just missed something, though.
Picture of pure innocence.
Do I need to roll for bluff?
Well, you didn't find anything.
I think you role played it well.
Is the me knocking over ink canon, or is that?
Oh no, that is definitely canon. Like 0 to 0, so
Shall I roll deception?
yes.
Okay. Well.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Angelic face.
Mean.
Well, that's unfortunate, but I suppose it can't be helped. There was nothing that could have been done.
What does
No way that could have been averted. None at all.
What does concern me is the fact that soldiers were apparently guarding the town, preventing people from entering. That is what concerns me. But at this point, I don't have any leads to follow, so...
concerns me more that they stopped guarding it. I would assume that can only mean that those soldiers were either turned or fed upon.
There were only the residents of the village. We didn't follow the trail that was happening. What's the trail, whatever direction it was? I would have remembered, but I don't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah, basically the trail was like the path that didn't have soldiers on it.
Okay.
Well, all of this is fascinating, but disturbing that someone would try to turn an entire town into vampires, and more disturbing that he would succeed.
They did succeed. I'm surprised none of us died.
Some of the natives that were there came very close.
Graham also is right lucky.
We all were right lucky. Imagine if we had tried to flee that in the middle of the night. Been
I would
hunted
not
down.
have been able to outrun it. I would have stayed in my garlic zone. Speaking of which, I need to go shopping. If I haven't already procured more garlic, this is on my list.
I, for one, would like to have a drink. It's in celebration of this Declaration of Independence.
I agree.
I think I might make garlic bread.
Yeah.
Franklin goes to his liquor cabinet and he pulls out a bottle of something and some glasses and
3 days later, you wake up and you're lacking 3 limbs.
Or they've been
Years
replaced
later,
by
you wake
mechanical
up.
constructs.
At least one of you, for some reason, has the Franklin haircut.
Once we get back to John, he's like, "I told you so."
It's a cult. I told you.
Franklin pours everyone a glass and offers a toast.
I have no idea how strong this is, but cheers.
To the Republic.
May it be one nation.
Like the Moderna.
Again, it's Madeira is the
Madeira,
alcohol.
sorry.
Moderna is the company that I think caused the opioid epidemic.
Sorry.
Which, I mean, to be fair, that's probably even stronger.
It's been a while since I watched Washington Spies, so you know.
well,
It was close.
yeah. All right then, honey. Well, I will make arrangements for you at the inn. Certainly, after all you've been through, the least I can do is cover the cost of your rooms and of course I can make arrangements for property to be made available for Legion to retire to. Please, if you wish, I suspect I can get you admission to the signing ceremony tomorrow if you wish to witness history being made.
Very much so, sir.
I am entirely curious as well.
This sounds awfully momentous. Security's involved, I presume.
As much security as Congress ever has.
So no security.
It's a hot summer July day in a building with hardly any air movement. What?
All right. So what do you guys want to do for the rest? Again, you have a couple of days until the declaration is ready to be signed. So
Did I get that spell learned in that amount of time, or do I need to roll for that more?
I will say over the couple of days you may not have learned it already, but you can have enough time. You have enough time to go back and study it.
Okay, I would
Go
make
ahead and experience and add that spell.
notes. And would I also have time to do shopping, just to
Yes.
get garlic and basic necessities, more knitting needles.
We have so many already.
New spells are 3 experience.
Yes.
Okay.
And anyone else who wishes to spend experience may do so.
I'm too short of what I want, so I'm gonna save mine. I think Graham would probably try to make himself like a part of the Congress area and just be in it, like be there watching it happen, and doesn't have
Sure.
much else to do. So
What is John doing while everyone's in Philadelphia?
Well, it's like until I hear what's going on,
I feel like before or after my shopping trip, I feel like I would have let him know
Told
at
him
least.
maybe not.
Well, yeah. Not that it affects him much, but us savages have declared independence from other savages.
That means you're staying here for a while.
Come on, man. You're in the middle of history being taken place.
Indeed, for the foreseeable future, we will be here.
Causing all sorts of trouble. Oh well. Well, I'm mainly wanting to keep an eye where Franklin's going to be taking Legion, and whether or not I feel like I can trust him, because like I said, he just has not been the most trustworthy in John's eyes.
All right. Is anyone going to pass him that information?
I feel like I would inform him as the other spellcaster and someone who
Okay.
knows that he's not inherently trusting of Ben Franklin.
All right.
That
So-
Ben Franklin, yeah.
If you pass along that information, Jeff, go ahead. You can do this as either an investigation or a survival check.
Okay, I can do survival. And would I use my patron's bonus on this or not?
Not on this one.
Okay.
Because I'm basically letting you use survival because I didn't think you had investigation.
Yeah, I didn't have it.
Yeah, scouting around, it seems like a fairly normal farm. You know, outside the city, but close enough that one could reasonably travel to the city and back. You know, it would be a long commute, but Sarah could foreseeably travel to and from Philadelphia for work.
Yeah, so it's a few miles out of town. Okay.
Seems fine. It's not like, you check out the barn, doesn't appear to have any kind of weird lab in it.
Yep.
And they don't put chains on Legion.
Did I just hear you in the background say yet? Who said that?
I think Aaron did. Sounded like Aaron to me, but that's
It was me.
That
Yeah.
was definitely it. I just know that whenever that happens, it's an Aaron line.
well, I think we all are thinking it, but like I
Um,
said, that there's no chains yet.
No chains, no sign of a lab. They've, the house. I mean, in terms of furniture, it's a little Spartan, but
It's a rustic cabin, yeah.
it's not like Legion. It's not like Legion needs an armoire and a writing desk.
And I tell them, I'll keep when I'm around. I'll check up on you and make certain that everyone's keeping good care of you.
Friend.
Oh.
And basically, the downstairs bedroom has kind of been claimed by Legion. The bed does not survive Legion's first attempt to sit on it. It is.
Yeah. Collapses and it's like,
He doesn't seem to care all that much. He kind of, makes a nest out of the wreckage of it, and
it's soft. It's so he is even more primitive than I am. Okay. Yep. Okay. So I guess I wander into town with Philadelphia to see all the commotion or what everyone's all excited about. And it's like,
okay. Anything else anyone wants to accomplish before the signing?
before the big event.
No, I think just participate in festivities.
Okay. Yeah, and as word spreads, the town seems very much a buzz with speculation. The members of Congress seem decidedly less cantankerous than normal.
Fairly
Fake news.
jovial, huh?
Like there's some goodwill between them that will not last, but for now they are all united in their purpose.
They're only worth, how many this? 2/3? Oh, 3/4? Oh, no.
What's that?
Sorry, the whole that's in the future.
Oh, yeah. No,
Yeah.
that hasn't happened yet.
Yeah. Not for a while.
But yeah, the 4th comes, and you guys witness. You know, you're upstairs in the gallery. There's a bunch of other people who've been allowed to come see this as Congress officially signed for declaration.
Yeah, and probably as it keeps getting more and more crowded, John leaves because it's like, this is just a tad bit too many people.
Yeah, and once again, people are kind of wary of you, so they are more than happy to let you leave. Like most of the crowd, isn't quite accustomed to Silverlock's unique brand of unique sense of style, shall we say?
Hey, it frees up probably 2 spaces
Smell.
for people. Well, yeah, there probably was a little bit of a
A musk smell.
hey, some women like it.
With the declaration signed, and they actually do sign multiple copies, one to go to the king, one to be kept as an archival copy, and then others are prepared that will be sent out to the various states and because no longer colonies, they are officially now free and independent states, at least in the eyes of
Their view.
Congress.
And the crowd goes wild.
26 copies. Have to Google that,
Who's taking a selfie with Franklin? Not it.
What's that?
Who's taking a selfie with Franklin?
No, I said there was 26 copies of the Declaration of Independence, I guess.
It's hard to imagine kind of what that would be like during that time. So it's hard to picture what's going to be like real life day-to-day activities during that time, because I'm sure it's mostly just the people involved with Congress that were
being in Congress. I will tell you, it's incredibly boring. Like no one's there except the person speaking.
Before C-SPAN made it popular, huh?
That's why they're so cantankerous.
Like, I will say that being in Congress, not watching the Supreme Court. Now that was kind of exciting, and I imagine if you were watching a case that was really going to be like a landmark decision, it'd be even more so. But the one I watched was not. Nope. We just went there. My friend was in town. We skipped work. I'll tell you guys that story another time. The punchline is I ended up arguing with Scalia in front of the Supreme Court. Not the justice. That just happened to be my friend's last name, and I brought him to the Supreme Court and started an argument with him just so I could tell this story in the future.
Adam,
Well done.
Adam, you, an argument? Really? I'm shocked.
Never.
I mean, to be fair, he and I are like night and day on all things political, so we.
I just so you know this, even if you are in the Supreme Court, if you win an argument that, doesn't necessarily make it.
Oh my god.
No, we weren't even in the Supreme Court. I was literally arguing in front of it, like on the sidewalk.
Oh, Adam.
Oh, in front of.
Just for kicks and giggles.
Just so I could tell this story in the future.
Nice.
Yes. 20-year-old me was full of
So
diabolical plans.
you initiated an argument purely to be able to
Purely
say,
so I could say
I
that I
started
argued in front of the
argument
Supreme
in front of the Supreme Court.
Court.
So the bad pun started way before. Oh,
Oh yeah, no, it's these things are
Expected.
But anyway,
The Botras Party at Congress. We're in it. Got it.
yeah. So a lot of the congressmen are going back to their home states for a bit to. I mean, many of them want to see their families, but also to inform what's going on.
Oh,
Also, their mistresses. Don't forget them. They're important too.
Sure. I mean, not all of Congress is going back, but a number of them are. Obviously, Franklin, he's already in his home state, so he's not going anywhere.
Thanks so much. So what
That,
is
e-
but
that evening, probably after the festivities, after everything concludes, Franklin invites you guys back as he wishes to discuss something with you.
okay.
Okay.
I'll go back.
Me as well.
Yes.
I have I have misgivings about this, but
he just wants your leg. He wants my arm. Not much.
Dr. Channing's heart.
he has no heart.
Oh, wow.
Hey, speak for yourself.
Yes. He wants all of those parts and a horse wiener. He's going to make the next legion even better.
Da-da-da-da.
Okay.
Sorry.
I
Immature joke is immature.
Why?
time to go.
When I'm drinking, why?
I waited until you were drinking because I really thought that would induce a spit take. But no, what Franklin wants to talk to you about is I've been pondering the information you've brought me from your friend in the south. I think that if we are to heed her words and bring an end to this magical war, perhaps we do need to extend an olive branch. Obviously, the war for independence will go until we gain independence, and I have no genuine belief that we'll be able to accomplish that at this time. But perhaps we could agree to limit the use of magical to limit the tactical and strategic use of magic during the war. In my position as one of the leaders of our order, and as a perhaps the ranking occultist on our side, I've written a letter. I would like you to deliver it to New York to this Jonathan Drake, or John D, as we suspect his true identity.
Just curious, what do you think would induce him to do such a thing?
Well, all I'm asking for is a chance to meet with him to discuss terms.
We have traded bullets in the past. Do you think us going and do you think he would respect a messenger?
Well, I can hardly send just anyone, and most of the other agents of the order are busy on other assignments. I know we're in a war, but you will be sent under a flag of truce. You will be messengers, and the British will respect that. It will be no different than if you were going to negotiate a prisoner exchange.
Which we have done, or something very similar to it.
with only some bloodshed.
But if we can manage to get a summit, I can. Hopefully, he has no more desire than any of us to see a demon unleashed from the pits of hell.
Fair
But-
enough.
I do have a slight concern. I meant to unmute myself, but I accidentally hung up. The last time our prisoner exchange happened, there seemed to be a third party interested in getting us to fight.
Yes, well, I would encourage you to keep your wits about you, but I do think this is an important enough endeavor that we need to at least attempt it. After all, it was you who brought this warning, and
Indeed, I do agree with you.
if you'll return here tomorrow, I will have the letters prepared. One for Mr. Drake, and the others official letters allowing you into New York. There is also some official correspondence for both our forces stationed in the city. I don't deny that I'm sending you into a very tense situation. You'll be going into New York, which is an occupied city, to meet with a loyalist. I urge caution, but these letters will at least inform the general of your true identities and your mission, so that at the very least you won't have to worry about anything from your own side.
Sorry, what's general?
General Washington.
Oh, we have yet to meet him.
And you may not, but at the very least, these letters will make it past his aide de camp and to his eyes. So again, you won't have to worry about any complications from your own side.
Indeed, us going into a loyalist house would potentially confuse some people.
Well, I believe if it's true that this type of magic can particularly summon or assist in bringing forth such a terror, I think this is probably worth getting both the British Jonathan D to be in agreement. So if this is what is required of us, then I'm
We'll see it done.
content to go. What if, do you know a man named Alexander Hamilton? Is he here?
Ham- I'm not familiar with the name.
He was a young man we met in York City.
I believe he was
Um,
looking to start a group of people who operate cannons, a regiment of them.
I was wondering if you ever made it
No,
to...
yes, the incident in New York, stealing the cannons, very clever.
I was wondering if those, how those boys were doing. If we're headed back in that direction, I wonder if we should see him or if he's made his way here.
Well, I imagine the cannons are still in New York. That's where the bulk of the army is.
Well, I'm going to look over at the others who have not so far agreed to go. What say you? It seems Dr. Channing and I are willing to go. Shall we maintain our troop?
If there's money, I'm in.
Are we being paid?
Yeah, I would say you guys can all collect a month of your wealth resource. Frankly, we'll give you that as operational expenses.
All right.
Negotiation.
Uh-oh, I need to spend something. I've got 66 shillings and 6 pence. That's too many sixes.
Yeah, that's 6 months of salary, which I don't remember what that equivalates to. So it's like plus a little bit more money. So I'm like going, yeah.
Can
Well, my
I,
expenses are fairly low for some
Adam?
reason.
I forget in this game. Can I pay to like upgrade my weapon to make it so it has more reloading? Or
You would need someone to actually invent that for you, and you'd have to buy it with experience.
okay, gotcha. Okay,
And yeah, we're still like 9 months out from Hamilton actually like officially
Yeah.
joining Washington's military family.
Right. Well, we've met him, so
Yeah,
thought I would
you guys
ask.
met Hamilton. You guys have some contacts in New York. Hamilton, Mulligan.
Um, let me save this, and then I will tell you how much a month's salary costs.
Okay. I mean, I think I have it in the handout section. Those things I know I wrote it down somewhere. I'm just trying to find where.
I'm looking at talents because I still want to buy one once I get enough experience, and I could get Swift, which means I get a +2 to my move. That seems so not me.
My tab closed, so I can't save my changes because the save button is below. Like, it's not closed, but it's like below.
Is it on your
try
character sheet?
pressing Control minus to reduce your screen magnification. It might show it.
Nope.
Is it roll 20? What screen are you on?
I'm in my character sheet. I was editing my spells.
Copy the text, close out, and then open it and paste the text again.
Okay.
That'll at least save you having to type it.
Yeah, I saved it. I did read it a bit, so I'm literally just going to copy it and paste everything.
£1, 10 shillings a month is your wealth resource. So you guys can all collect a month of that.
Out of curiosity, what currency is that in? British.
British, yeah.
British.
Yeah, we're still keeping it in British pounds. The American currency hasn't taken over yet.
And there's
Okay.
what, 20
And
shillings per pound?
due to rampant inflation that will soon come up from rampant counterfeiting, you're probably going to want to be paid in pounds.
Okay.
And there's what, 20 shillings per pound?
Yeah.
That is in the
12.
basic expenses.
12 pence to a shilling, 20 shillings
Yeah.
per pound.
How much is garlic?
We'll say we'll say you can buy. We'll say spend 3 pence and you can buy a few cloves of garlic.
I would like to get a few cloves of garlic.
Okay.
Also, Adam, another fun question for me. I forget. Is there a quick reload skill?
There's a skill that cuts reload time in half, so it's not instantaneous, but yes.
What's the benefit of cutting it in half if it's still not during the same turn?
If I want to acquire more holy water, do I need to make a donation?
I'll say that is yes. Yeah. I'll say call that another 3 pence. That's and yes, Aaron, there is a talent that cuts your reload time in half. So
Rapid reload.
it's actually called Musketeer.
Oh,
This one.
Oh,
Rapid
yeah,
reload.
for one, yeah.
Rapid reload is the Leagues of Adventure version, and that is instantaneous
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
guns
wow.
in that only take 1 turn. I think somebody has that talent too.
Graham does.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought someone did too, yeah.
Yeah. Graham has the musketeer talent. And I think I also the vigorous defense talent, which I've ignored for like the last, 28 sessions.
What uses?
It means that I can take 2 attacks without my defense going down. And I totally didn't realize I had.
Yeah, but how many times have you been shot at the same round? That's
I think it's happened probably a couple times,
Yeah,
but it's
it's
alright.
happened a few, yeah.
It's happened enough. I mean, if it's happened at all, it's happened enough times that
I'd kick myself, but I don't have a leg.
Well, you
Like-
take the one off and
You just got a
Captain-
new leg,
Captain
Adrian. You can just.
hits, flogs himself with it, puts it back on.
Yeah.
Yeah, the next talent I think I'm gonna do is get accuracy, or I could just spend it on skills.
Accuracy's good if you're gonna do the called shots, which
Called shots are incredibly useful for this.
going after vampires, yeah.
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 Alright. And we're going to end a little early this week because I want to make next week the big New York arc. So if we do need to do any housekeeping, any experience, we should take care of that stuff now.
Is this kind of the end of the session? Pretty much then?
Yeah.
Are we getting
Yeah,
at least
so-
2 experience?
I'm going to say everyone gets 3.
Okay.
Participation, role playing, and a victory point for reporting back your missions and
Getting
witnessing the
Legion
signing of the
back, yeah.
Declaration of Independence.
Okay,
I
I'm gonna
15.
spend 15 of my 16 points and I'm gonna buy accuracy. I'm done.
Okay.
I never get skills. I should save up and get a skill. Though I don't know which one would actually be useful for me.
You have but one choice. Magic, obviously.
I already have magic though.
More
Get
magic.
that spell, the company shield or whatever it's called.
How many? Okay, hold on.
What did you derp today? You rolled a 0. It was investigation. By
Investigation. Actually, investigation. Sorry, not skills. I meant to say not skills. I never buy skills. It's I get skills often. It's
Oh, talent.
talents that I don't typically get. Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking through it. I was like, there's some nice ones in here. I need to start getting some of these.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I'm at 15, so it's like, do I get another talent or do I
It would
actually
cost 22 points for me to get. Wait, sorry, not 22. Yeah, I have 6 levels. It would cost
14?
14. Yeah. To
Oh
get more
yeah, 7
magic.
times the 2. Well, I mean, you've got 14, don't you?
No, I just bought a new spell. I'm getting new spells to get a better variety of stuff I can do because John at least can, do combat related stuff. I'm very squishy and very slow.
I can just shoot one time every 3 rounds.
You could buy a level or 2 of firearms and supplement your magic with a gun.
You
Or
can
boost your
totally
athletics to
like
get
help me
your movement
reload.
up, yeah. Athletics is good for slow characters because you can use your athletic skill instead of your normal move rating. So
That's one thing this game and the Star Wars game have in common. It's always tough to decide if you want to upgrade your skills or buy new talents.
See, I don't think Mary would really want to learn how to use a gun.
Okay.
Like, I'm kind of a John on this.
you have your spell. So
I know. I have a more civilized medium. Would more people be able to use this? They would, but they aren't, so they don't. But they can't, so they don't. Yeah.